What's up, honey love? What's up, girl? What's up, little honey love? I see you. What you doing, real Sonya? What's up, Sonya? Fat Mama Sonya. What's up, Fat Mama Sonya? What's up, Fat Mama Sonya? What's up, Mayday? Lord Mayday. What's up, boy? What's up, Lord Mayday? What's up, my boy Doc? What you say, Doc? What you say, Doc? What you say, Doc? It's my big boy, Doc. What you say? All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another week, another episode of Game Dog Talk. And I'm here with the legendary schoolboy, Mr. Richard Garcia. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good. Enjoying this weather starting to cool off now. How are you doing?
Real good. I'm just glad it's Friday, man. Get to talk
Yeah.
some dogs. I ain't gotta get up and take no kids to school.
There you go.
Yeah, I can eat Oreos and go to sleep. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Guilt
Yeah.
free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Same here. I don't have to watch my wife get up and take the kids to school this week.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I gotta do an updated intro, update video. Them dogs is bigger than that now.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. Those are some well-bred dogs, man. Thanks for
for sure.
your support and everything. And just don't nobody call me or message me and ask me how 78 dogs are bred, because I ain't telling.
Yes, indeed.
But there's some well-bred dogs, man.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it took me a while before I pulled the trigger on what dogs I was gonna get. I missed out on some good dogs, and I was hesitating. I just wanted to make sure I was like putting myself in the best position to be successful. You know what I mean?
There you go. Yeah, that's how you do it. It takes time. Everything takes time, and we all not make mistakes, but we all miss opportunities sometimes, or pass on this one, get that one. But in the end, as long as you get what you want and you like it, that's all that matters.
Absolutely. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm real happy with them so far. So hopefully everything keep going. Dogs keep progressing and things like that. Let's see here. You scroll up, see if we got the building, do a roll call. Salute to King in the building. Salute to Mike Lee.
Hey, Mike.
Let's see here. Antonio. Game Dog Caribbean, salute. City Boy Kennel, salute, man. Royal Bully fam, salute. AJ in the building. Miami Snoopy 305. Dog Man, what's happening? Roll up. We got BFS Kennel, salute. Okay, roll up, Red Hill. Let's see here. We got Stephen Lamontes Hawkins, salute. Let's see here. Cruz Ross. Anthony Bolton, salute Anthony Bolton. What's up? Welcome down, Ram.
What's happening? How I sound?
Salute, man. Happy born day, man.
Yeah, happy birthday, Ram. How you doing, brother?
Thank you. I'm good, man. I appreciate that. Made it another year out this bitch.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
You woke up awake today, alive today. That's good.
Hell yeah. Woke up on the top side of the soil, so that's always a plus. Shit.
Yeah. Tony Gardner, salute. Boss Dog Kennels, what's happening with it? William Torres. Let's see what we got here. Woke the Truth, what's up, man? Larry B. Austin Jr. Wayne Mooney, I think that's how you say his name. Salute. Nemlin, salute. Let's see what we got here. The homie Live Life Real in the building. What's up, bro? Young World. All right. Salute to everybody that's in the building. You for the Star Cooking. What's up, DBK?
Salute, AJ. Gracias, mi amigo.
Yeah, salute to everybody joining today. Welcome.
Yeah, salute. Love y'all.
What up, Tay Tay Brown? Thank you.
Yeah. Salute to Brown Sugar, Tay Brown up in here. What you at? Let me see this again. How you doing, Tay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Salute to Jay Gibbs in the super chat. Much love, much appreciation, fam. Says, is the cane Corso tough to train? I never trained the cane Corso. What you say, Ram? You got any experience with them?
Yeah, they could be kind of stubborn, especially if you get like an older one. If you didn't get one from a pup, they could be kind of stubborn to train once they get older. You know, because them some big motherfuckers. You know how big motherfuckers be. We get our mindset, it is what it is, you know, and is what it's gonna be. But yeah, if you
Right.
get them as a pup, it's just like any other dog. You know, you assert what you want and just make sure you repeat it.
Yes, sir. Let's see here. Hey, you get that? You get that cash at Ram?
I gotta check it right now, man. I'm just now getting back to the crib.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in traffic right now. You know, everybody can't drive on a Friday for some goddamn reason.
See here. All right. Now, let's go and get to the smoke. Get to the smoke. We'll get to questions here. Okay, so the first question we got this week was good and bad traits on the Cottenham Red Boy line. If y'all had any experience with it, Mr. Garcia, you got any experience with Cottenham Red Boy line?
I seen some of them. You know, they were typical red boy dogs. You know, wild and crazy and intense. You know, rugged, durable, like that. You know, most of them come down from Brandy Girl, like I mentioned. That's the good stuff. But sometimes they can be real destructive and loud. One thing, you know, I hear from people is, you know, they holler and bark a lot. You know,
Mm-hmm.
make a lot of noise. But they were typical red boy dogs. You know, it depends on, you know, like we always say, who you're getting them from and what they did with them and all that. You know, because it's not all the same. You know, just because the pedigree says that, it doesn't mean that they represent what's, you know, their lineage. Put it that way.
Right. Okay. What you say, Ram? What's your experience with him? What you heard about him?
I had a little bit of it crossed, and shit, I liked it. You know, and my partner, well, I'll just say my partner for the sake of keeping it clean today, but he really old bitch ass nigga who be backbiting, old bitch ass TJ. But he did own the baby dog that got bred to the word old dog, and them was some good dogs. You know, Rage Ruckus, all them dogs. So yeah, but the little bit I had, it was a cross. But like Mr. Garcia just said, the motherfuckers was turned up. You couldn't. The only way you could tell it was a cross because my bitch was black. But other than that, fucking red boy dog, Cottingham shit, down from that straw that Garner said he had and used. I liked it though. It was good stuff, you know. But again, you know, as the whole litter went, you know, the bitch, you know, she probably was the best one. So, you know, take that too with it. The percentages was low for my experience when I had it in my hands. I'm not knocking the line or nothing, but just, you know, I can only speak from my perspective.
Right. Yeah, I never dealt with him. I did. I had a conversation with a guy who got a few of them on his yard. I had a conversation with him about 2 months ago, and we were talking about him. And he got his from Garner, and he seemed to be happy with him. You know what I mean? But you know, then again, they're still like puppies. So I mean, however happy you can be with puppies, you know what I'm saying? But you know, it seemed like they. I mean, should be. It's probably gonna be just like any other line. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you got the good ones, you got the bad ones. You know what I'm saying? Depends on which ones you get. You know, ain't gonna be nothing special. Let me see here. Um, Next question: do you consider a stud a good producer if he only produces well with certain lines? That's an interesting question. How you feel about that, Mr. Garcia?
Yeah, good producer. Yeah, because some dogs are like that. You know, some dogs only produce for, you know, one person, someone else. I've seen that happen. You know, they'll someone else will breed it. Even the owners of the dog, they'll breed it and don't get too much out of it. Someone else will breed to it and don't get too much out of it, you know, and then someone else will take it and use it and they're successful with it. And there are dogs that they only click with certain females, they only click with certain bloodlines or particular family of dogs, this and that. So yeah, they can still be considered good producers. The best producers or great producers produce to whatever you breed them to. That's more rare, you know, that's hard to get. So if you get one of those, you know, it's like gold in your hands, man. Don't cut them loose, don't sell them, keep them. You can make a whole foundation. Their influence will be passed on generation after generation, you know, and you don't need a lot of it. As you know, as you get away from it, it's less and less that particular dog. So the influence is through, you know, offspring and progeny later on, but you don't need a lot of it, you know. Dogs like that pass their traits, you know. But
Right.
as far as the question goes, yeah, a lot of dogs are like that, you know, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just you know, you trying to get one that can produce to just about anything, you know. You might hit and miss here, but it's just, I would blame that on the female, because
Right.
you know, you're going to breed them to females like her. You're going to breed them to shit that you don't think will click, or stuff you don't know if it's going to work or not, and it does. Or certain bloodlines where, you know, it's proven in the past to work and it does, and try different shit here and there, and them fuckers will just produce, man. You know, something like Art, you know, something like that. He was bred
Right.
different parts of the country. He wasn't bred that much, but you know, that's because he was stolen. But they bred him to Carver female, Eli shit, you know, Kingfish, Zebo stuff, and Lightner, you know, all kinds, not all kinds, but different females that had different stuff, you know. And he was that way. He would have thrown, you know, just, you know, and I'm biased because Big Red was that way too.
Right.
Didn't matter. I bred him to a female. I don't even know how she was bred. Still threw good dog.
Right.
You know, he was purebred, but one of those unknown. You know.
Right. Right. What you say, Ram?
Hell yeah. I mean, look at Zebo and Honey Bunch. You know, that letter didn't turn out to be shit, but both dogs are ROM, you know. Both of them produced a fair share of champions and winners, so hell yeah. And like Mr. Garcia just said, you know, every dog don't line up with every dog. You can get that dog that he won't produce you shit on your yard, but as soon as you let your buddy breed to him, he got a yard full of champions. You know, the dog game is funny like that. It's an exact science, and it's also not an exact science. You know, sometimes you got to just roll the dice. Hope you don't fucking crap out. Backdoor little Joe. You know,
Right.
it's just the
Right.
nature of the beast. But yeah, hell yeah, he would still be a good producing dog. He just, you know, didn't produce to the shit you got. You know, and if that's the case, like, say you did breed to a good stud and to 3 or 4 of your best bitches, he didn't throw nothing. You might want to reevaluate the bitches you got. You know, they might not be worth a fuck.
Right. Right.
Yeah. One other thing I'd like to say too, when it comes to breeding males versus females, you know, this study hasn't been done with pit bulls or dogs that I know of, but it has been done with race horses and game fowl, hunting dogs. But the ratio between males and females is 6 to 1, meaning, you know, 6 out of 10 females are going to produce for you compared to 1 out of 10 males that it's going to be that superior type of producer. And I would guess, you know, an educated guess, that it's true with pit bulls too. And that's one of the reasons why myself and others hold the females, one of the reasons why we hold the females in such high regard, because that ratio is on your side when you concentrate on the females, or you're looking to breed your females. You know, that's
Right.
kind of standard. Even in livestock, it's that way. You know, and I wish, you know, there'd be better records like that kept for pit bulls, but people just don't do it. You know, it's just
Right.
not done. Even in game fowl, only a few select kept complete records like that, but they did, but most of them don't, you know. That's just, again, like Graham says, the nature of the game. People just, they go on memory, or they go on, what works, what worked. But to keep exact records like that, it would be interesting to see.
Right.
I did it with my dogs, but it would be interesting to see that and there's others that have, but overall, no, to see just what, what does what, and which ones throw and what do they throw? Are they following the male or the female? Are they even, which ones, produce bite or,
right,
or
right.
speed or air or something like that, It's generally, the bloodline. People talk about bloodline or the family of dogs do this, like Bullyio, they have good air and they're fast and all that. Eli, Jocko, they have hard mouth. Alligator, like that, But it's just not done. But you could always do it yourself, keep your own records of everything. You'll have an honest assessment,
Absolutely. Salute to Thomas Morris in the super chat. Much love and much appreciation. Says salute for the dog talk and boxing. He says, he says, any good and bad insight on Bullyio dogs. He said, I have a nice 14-year-old month, 43 pounds. Okay. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Bullyio dogs, Ram will be best suited to talk to you about the Bullyio. Ram and Mr. Garcia. I've seen some Bullyio dogs, and I was impressed with them. Bullyio dogs have been around since forever, and the ones I've seen tend to have very good ability. I don't think I've ever seen a so-called Bullyio dog that was advertised as Bullyio dog without any ability. I mean, they might have been lacking. The ones I've seen that were bad might have been lacking some gameness, or might have been lacking mouth. But you better believe they could jump from the free throw line.
Yes, sir. And what strain of Bullyio do you got? Because there's certain dogs, you want to kind of pick from when you acquiring a Bullyio dog. So, like Rick Rude, those bits, Rabbit, all of those dogs, real good producing dogs. They carry like that Black Widow phenotype that's heavy in Bullyio. And it shows because they throw those Black Widow type of dogs. And the only way you'll find that out, though, you got to do your research and see what type of dog she was. They got the Coca-Cola line of dogs. I always liked them. That was one of my favorite lines of the Bullyio stuff. But, more recently, I acquired some of that Lisa the Amball stuff with a little bit of Eli in it, with, a little small shot of Red Boy Jocko, and I like it. The good is, you get a smart dog more times than not. I had dumbass, just crash dummy Bullyio dogs talking about. And the bad, sometimes they be too turned up and want to just dig holes and, eat the rocks, fight the chain all day, bite it, dig up the roots, try to bite them, fuck their teeth up. So, that'll be one of the downsides. Other than that, you getting a dog that represent, that line of dogs. It's either going to be a cur or a bulldog. Every line got them,
Right, right.
But yeah, I like Bullyio dogs. But again, just those certain dogs, in the pedigree I kind of look for, though, that I mentioned, you want to kind of hit on, give you just a better chance. There's no 100% guarantee, but it'll take you from 50% to 75% if those dogs is, in that pedigree and up close. But also, the dogs down from those dogs are working. That's a big part of it. Just because those dogs in the pedigree don't mean it ain't gonna be shit if motherfucker ain't using the shit, and going through it properly. And that's with any line of dogs.
Yes, indeed. What you say, Mr. Garcia?
Yeah, I heard the Invicto stuff is pretty good. They use it way down in Central and South America. I like the blood. I liked it from the first I seen it, and I'm going way back 40 years. And particularly the Boyles dogs that had more Bullyio in it. Those were the first Boyle dogs I got. And when he started adding Eli, he got more mouth, but you know, because that was a competition. Everybody was looking for that, you know. But I like and then later on with his stuff, maybe the handicap is heavier on the Bullyio side, you know. But you know, they are, like Ram said, they can be destructive. They can be, you know, they'll run their chain all day sometimes, man. And they're just real intense, you know, which I like. They're good wrestlers. They had good natural air, smart, fast, quick mouth. You know, some of the downsides besides some of their behaviors is, you know, besides being turned up, you know, is when you start breeding too tight, they get more fine bone, you know. They lose that durability and the bone structure, you know, and become more of a head fighting duck rather than an all around dog. People think Bullyio dogs are head dogs because they do that, you know, they did that. And they're smart that way and they can do that. And they don't have a lot of mouth, but where they, you know, like if they get on the muzzle, you don't need a lot of mouth to do a lot of damage there. But they're more of an all around type dog. They're just smart. You know, the ones I had, they'd hit all four corners. You know, they go from one leg to the other leg, go to the stifle, the other stifle, like that. And they stay close to you, meaning they wrestle real good. You know, it's hard to get to them because they're right up against you and they're fast movement, good defense.
Like, you know? Sean Porter would be, you know,
yeah, like that.
A fighter, be all over your ass like Sean Porter. You'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. Good movement, good balance. And if you notice, you know, when I talk about balance in dogs, Bullyio dogs have this, and so did the Social Boys dogs. You know, you look at their front end and from their shoulders down, it goes straight down. You know, it's not wide. It's not, you know, close together. Their feet, they go straight down. They have space, you know, in their chest. And that's what helps them keep them on their feet. It's hard to put them on their back sometimes because, you know, they got that balance.
Yeah, like it kind of would be like an A-frame, not to cut you off, but, you know, that's just how I picture it. Like the A-frame or a steeple type, like,
yeah, like that. Exactly. And then some of them, you know, another negative is they would fight off their back. You know, you could put them down, but there again, that's the breeding part. You know, they get kind of inbred, they lose some strength and, like I said, some ability. You know, but I really like the hell out of them. If you like, you know, all action dogs, always busy, always doing something. You know, never a dull moment like that. That's what they impress me. And with Boyles, you know, if you follow the Bobby Jr. stuff and the Chainsaw Red, you know, Susie and dogs like that, man, they were just a pleasure to watch and have.
Okay. What's up, Young Blitz? What's up, man?
What's good with you, OG? How y'all doing?
Oh, chilling,
What's
man.
Good, man? Good,
cooling.
Good with the family.
Oh, man, we're just over here shooting the shit. Same old shit.
I be missing y'all. I ain't gonna lie.
What you be asleep, man?
Nah, bro, I be all over the place, bro.
Out and about.
Blitz out there living that LA lifestyle.
Man, I be all over the place, man. I'm outside right now working the dog and shit. But then I just realized what time it was. I'm like, I gotta jump up there.
Yeah. You still in your 20s, you do stuff like that. You still moving around, shaking and moving.
Man.
Salute to Trey Brown in the super chat. Much love, much appreciation. He says, what kind of impact did Frank Lunford have in the dog game? Salute to the panel in chat. Salute, family. I'm not familiar with the dogs, man. What you know anything about that, Mr. Garcia?
I know the name, and my mind is wandering right now. I can't remember what the blood is, but yeah, he was around. Those dogs were around. I'm drawing a blank, but the name certainly familiar. I just don't remember right now. If somebody says something that jars my memory, then it'll come back.
He had Grand Champion Greyhound, that little badass bitch. I was going to acquire some of that blood, about probably like 15 years ago now, and I was lucky enough to have a partner who lived in the same area as Frank, so I called him, and he literally called 15 people, and they gave me the rundown on the dogs, and only one of them was hating, but all of them said, they gotta stop watching their ass, 45 minutes type shit. But that 45 minutes was a motherfucker, and that was the average dog.
Yeah. What blood was it? Did it come down from?
It had a lot of Carver in there, so I'm guessing that's where the mouth came from. It was a nice little blend of a couple different dogs he had put together. But I did also, when I actually talked to him after I did my research, he let me know that, back when he had those dogs, he had a yard that he would sell to the public and then a yard that he would sell to us,
Yeah.
So, yeah. So the public got a lot of them 45-minute motherfuckers, but, us, we would get the cream of the crop that he had back there, But, just depends. You build a relationship with him, get to know him. He probably out of dogs now. I don't know. I ain't talked to him in so long. But, that was an honest assessment of the dogs. And like I said, everybody told me that same thing, be it they won or lost against any of those dogs, and only one cat was hating because he always lost to them. His shit was fucking 10-minute curves as opposed to 45-minute curves, so he was salty about that. But
maybe he should have got some Lunford dogs.
Exactly. You should have bred to one of them motherfuckers who handed you your hat.
Yeah.
But like any line, you get what you get again, who got it and what they doing with it. Cause I know a couple cats, down south that got the blood and they do real good with it. They don't have that problem. But, they bred, they best shit to more gamier shit to get those results. Whereas, Frank, he just want to get in there and whoop your ass. That's what he here for. Get in there and bite your shit out the frame and we going home before the pizza get there type shit.
Right.
But I didn't never get nothing from him, but I respected the fact that he kept it real with me. He didn't, he didn't pull no punches or try to hype no shit up. He's like, this is what it is. This is what I got. I can respect that even if I don't shop with you. I still, gonna hold you into a higher regard because you kept it real as a man.
Right. See what we got here. Next question is: Have you all ever heard of people adding other breeds to their family of working dogs to correct something or give them a trait they are lacking, like size or mouth? Have you ever heard of it? I've heard of it. It's not if you talk about the American Pit Bull Terrier, I've heard people doing that, but that's how you end up with like so-called working dogs. They call them. You end up with American Bullies and different breeds like that, offshoots of the American Pit Bull Terrier. Once you start adding stuff to it, I mean, it's no longer considered an American Pit Bull Terrier. What do you say about that, Mr. Garcia?
Well, it's all about the function. The reason, all dogs originally come from mix. You put this together, that together, you're trying to create a breed. So if someone's trying to create a separate breed for a particular function, I could see that happening. Most people don't do that. And anything that takes away from the original, aspect of the dog, it's not, it's not a pit bull no more. It's not used for that, for traditionally what it was used for. The only ones I know that ever used them for some good was not to really add anything to the dogs, but it was to take away their instinct for always fighting, and that was the catch dogs.
Right.
They would mix pit bull with hound dog or staff or something, to make a catch dog that can work with other dogs and go after the hog, and they won't be fighting each other.
Right.
And those, I have a lot of respect for those dogs because they didn't the people I knew, they didn't make no there was no two ways about it. They're trying to create a catch dog. They're not pit bulls. The pit bull adds that intensity, that ability to hold on, stay on, take punishment, durability. But they want the amiability where they can work with other dogs to catch a hog and work together while they're catching a hog. But any mixing like that, it it's gonna tear down the pit bull side, make it less than what it is. So, there's American bulldogs. They'll fight for. They did, back then they did for like 20 minutes. They all quit. They're not bred for that anymore. It's a different breed, whatever their standard for making it was. Same thing with bullies and all that. Everybody wants to put pit bull in there because it means something. You have pit bull in there, it gives validity to the dog in people's eyes. But as far as traditionally speaking, you ain't gonna, if you want to create a breed, if you want to look through history how breeds were created, and you're doing it for a particular function, that's fine. But you ain't gonna do it in 1 or 2 breedings. The average time span is between 25 and 40 years of selective breeding and breeding for traits and all that. And most people don't know how to do it. And what are you trying to create? That's so. Now I'm not for that mixing breeds. Not just pit bulls, any breed. It's like, why would I mix a Rottweiler with German or a poodle with the German Shepherd or something? What are you trying to do with it? So that's my take on it.
What'd you say, Ram? Ram stepped up. Young Blitz.
It's good, OJ.
What's up, man? What's your take on it, man? About mixing other blood into the American Pit Bull Terrier.
I've just recently started seeing people like overseas, I'm guessing, like doing that with like Greyhounds and shit like that. Have you ever seen one of them?
I've seen people.
It's like a game Greyhound or some shit like that. Is what they
I keep seeing them. They talking about mixing or making like game bred Greyhound. I heard that, which is, to me, that's stupid. I don't know why you would do that. A Greyhound.
I'm guessing they doing it for the win of the dog. That's the only take I could. You feel me? More range, a little more taller, a little longer, and a little more win up under him.
Yeah, that's stupid to me. Like to mix Greyhound in with game dogs, especially if you think you're doing it for win. Just stop breeding for fucking mouth all the damn time. Maybe everything will be okay. If you go back to breeding for the original purpose, but see what happens, everybody's breeding for mouth, and you want everybody wants a fucking Mike Tyson and shit, you know what I'm saying? And then now people complaining, fuck that. That's just some people overseas though. Ain't nobody over here gonna do that shit.
Nah, every picture I've seen, they were using them for like fucking fox hunting and shit like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I can almost guarantee you where that comes from, that train of thought. And it's from the 1800s, a breeder named James Hinks. And he claimed, and he was a self-promoter. So when people look back, for some reason, they believe everything that was written back then or everything that them old dog guys said was the truth, right? But you got to understand, people are the same generation after generation. If you're a self-promoter, if you're trying to sell something, you're going to build it up. You're going to build your dogs up. But the point is, he claimed that he took Greyhounds and hound dogs, crossing with pit bulls, and they were game fighting dogs, and they won all these matches, this and that. There's no record of it. Nobody ever verified it other than him and maybe his buddies.
Right.
So if you go through history, you're going to see that. Look him up, James Hinks, and you'll see all these claims to fame of what he did, this and that, and cross all these dogs. Well, I could almost guarantee you it's bullshit, because if that were the truth, people would be doing it now. You'd have game fighting dogs mixed here and there. And I'm not saying that people didn't match other dogs and fight other dogs for money and have winners, this and that, but they're rare, and the rules were different, and it wasn't like Cajun rules now. There wasn't a lot of scratching. There was no scratching. And back in the day, they would fight anything against anything, especially during the Depression, because you're trying to make money. So if somebody had something like Blackjack Jr., or even what's that 24-time winner, Colby's Pincher. Yeah, 24 wins, something like that. It's against anything. In condition, not in condition. Could be a German Shepherd. They could be giving up 10, 15 pounds. It was just a fight, and whoever quit or walked away or gave up, that's who won. It's not a condition, you know, sanctioned match like that.
Right.
But that's where people get that from. They think they did shit in the back, you know, back in history, and you could do it now, and it's never been that way. You know, those people, even those people that like Trahan and Boudreaux, you know, when they were kids, they fought anything. When they were younger, anything didn't matter. But you generate towards, you know, purebred pit bulls, game bred pit bulls, condition matches. You know, they were some of the best conditioners and handlers and breeders and all like that. So every kid on my block, and probably you guys can relate too, is you fought your dogs. Whatever you had, you know, whoever was king of the block, you're gonna fight this and that. You do it over and over. You know, there's snapping curs and this and that. But it's just in our nature. We want to see who has the toughest dog, whatever kind of fucking dog it is. You know.
Right. Right.
So you got to keep things in perspective when you read a lot of that old stuff. You know, the best information from the past is from real dog men, not from historians, not from writers, you know, not from celebrities and stuff like that. You know.
Right. Salute to Mo G in the super chat. Much love, much appreciation, fam. Says salute. Have y'all known any known cannibals? Oh shit. Hell yeah. I've seen some cannibals. You talking about, yeah, I've seen some dogs.
Yeah.
I didn't went to, back in the day, I went to go feed a dog and went downstairs to get the bowls, and it wasn't nothing down there but one dog and a motherfucking carcass. And he's eating out that motherfucker. Yeah. I got rid of him. I was scared of his ass.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah,
freaky ass.
they're rare. They're known to happen. I had two in my whole that actually, you know, got to that point, you know, and probably Pit General is the most famous one. You know, they actually eat a dog. Some of them, you know, there was a Boudreaux dog too. My buddy had, you know, he went out and half the female he killed, he was eating it. She was half gone. He ate her from her back end all the way up to her rib cage. You know, it's a finishing trait. You know, like we talked about, it's a killing trait, and some are just that way. And if you're, you know, back in the day speaking, if you're in the middle of it, you know, a dog's not gonna bite a dog, take a plug of meat out and spit it out. He's just gonna swallow it.
Right.
You know, and that just, you know, they're gonna keep doing what they're doing. They're not gonna take the time to say. But some of them, they will eat them. You know, it's rare, like I said, but you know, dogs are pretty tough, man. It's hard to kill them, and it's hard to, you know, to eat them too. You know.
Ram, what's up, Ram? You back? You on mute, Ram? Make sure y'all hit Ram Cash App. It's in the chat. Hit his Cash App for his birthday. Ram running in and out the house like a bad kid. Running in and out the house. You know what I'm saying? You run in and out the house, and before you know it, your parents say, "You know what? Sit your ass down. You ain't going back outside."
Yeah, that's it. Mm-hmm. You see the street lights off, you got to get home.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. Let me see here. Yeah, see, Ram, he must be trying to fix his mic. Let me see here. I'm about to come back to that question for Ram.
Yeah.
But oh, here you go. He come back in now. You on mute still, Ram? Let me ask you this one, Mr. Garcia. Can a breeder, or should a breeder, sell dogs as proven without looking at them?
No. That's it's almost a sacred word, you know, in the pit bull fraternity, you know, and proven nowadays, you know, they you know, they try to make it to have different meanings, you know. Traditionally, it has one meaning: it's proven game, proven winner, proven producer. You know, you're proven. But unless, you know, a dog follows, those criteria, you can't say it's proven. It's like game bred. What's that? Game bred. Well, it comes from game stock. You're talking about a game bred pup. Well, his parents, grandparents, and all the way back, hopefully, is proven.
Right.
So, but people, again, a lot of this stuff is a seller's point, and proven means exactly what I said. So, no, they shouldn't use that word. They shouldn't use it as a selling point, and you shouldn't be talking about stuff like that to people you don't know, or at all.
Right.
In today's world, if I had dogs and I was selling a dog, I guarantee that the pup or the dog is healthy, and I guarantee is bred the way it is, and that's it.
Exactly.
You want it, buy it. You don't want it, don't buy it.
Right.
Don't get yourself in over your head where your dog poor, and you got to sell this shit, so you're gonna make it sound like something it ain't. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, Ram. Go ahead, Ram.
Oh shit! I was just agreeing with you. Shit, you either gonna fuck with it or fuck off. This is what the dog is.
Buddy.
This is how it's bred. Only thing I can guarantee is that it's gonna eat that fucking good luck. With that, you ain't gotta put extras on it if you're selling the dog. Cause the serious people, they gonna buy it, cause they like how it's put together. The fucking bullshitters and tire kickers, they just gonna want to shoot the shit. You don't gotta really fuck with them. Just hang up on their ass.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
They want you to say some dumb shit, some dumb
You never
ass
know
shit.
who it is unless you know them personally, and if you know them, they ain't gonna.
You ain't gotta say all of that.
They already know it.
Exactly. They're like, shit, I'm getting a dog from you for that reason alone. No questions asked. And if you don't know them, don't say shit you wouldn't say in front of the police.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
Back in the day, if I was selling a grown dog or giving it away, I would tell them exactly what the dog did, what I did with it, how it performed, everything about it. And I tell them, as soon as you get that dog home, look at him. You can't do that nowadays. You can't, protect yourself. Be wary of who you're talking to. Don't get dog poor where, you'll say anything just to sell this dog. Even if it ain't true, it could still get you in hot water, man.
Hell yeah. Whole lot of shit. And I don't even like the term used nowadays. People proven. Because most of the people who say that shit, they heard the term before and they regurgitate it. And most of the people that they getting dogs from, a lot of them, ain't even looking at their dogs any fucking way. I mean, they did their thing. They had a champion, grand champion. They started breeding them. And after that, they ain't looked at shit else. You know what I'm saying? They just fucking selling dogs. And they got sons off of that shit, and daughters off of that shit, grandchildren off of that shit. And they ain't looked at nothing. But they're still selling them. And people run around and get a dog from somebody like that and run around talking about this person don't got proven dogs. This person, neither do you. You know what I mean? Like, neither do you. You know what I'm saying?
You either, fucker.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. You're right. You're exactly right.
Only thing them dogs prove is that they can eat a whole bowl of dog food. That's it.
Exactly. Unless you looked at it shit yourself, you ain't got you don't know shit, man. These guys, some of these breeders and got dogs that's worth like fucking $10,000 and $20,000 and shit. How hard you think they gonna look at them motherfuckers? You know what I'm saying? If they can make money,
they not looking at them dogs. This motherfuckers getting dogs off of frozen breeders and breeding the fucking male off the shit at 11 months old. How proven is a 11-month-old fucking pup? He ain't proved shit other than he a fucking growing puppy. But you breeding that motherfucker. By the time he 2, you done bred him so much he damn near ROM.
Yeah, motherfucker poor.
That shit be crazy.
Motherfucker Ron Jeremy now. Motherfucker 2 years.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Salute Smooth Monty in the super chat. Much love and much appreciation, fam. He says, ask for a good dog if you want a good dog. And yeah, man, I mean, you just gotta. I would advise anybody just do your research on the background of the dogs that you're getting, the breeder, stuff like that. And then, you know what I'm saying, you take a shot, man. You take a shot, see what you get. You know what I mean? Most times, if you do the right research, you'll be okay. Most times, you know what I mean? But I just can't. It's a pet peeve of mine of dudes running around the internet talking shit about people. Oh, he got unproven. That's not proven. Like, dude, first of all, who the fuck said your shit was proven? Because his granddaddy was proven. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Who the fuck said your shit is proven? You know? And just because you did a backyard boogie, you know what I'm saying, don't mean your shit is proven anyway. Your shit might fucking cur the fuck out as soon as it get in front of a real bulldog. We don't know. Like, dude, just it's just different levels to shit. People just need to live in today's world, live in reality. Stop trying to live in the past. You ain't never gonna be fucking Crenshaw and Carver. You're not gonna be that. Just forget it. You're just a guy with a dog. Just be happy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, them days is done, you know, for real. Unless you traveling the world, you know, and going to other countries where you can do shit at, you ain't fucking doing shit really, man, for real. Other than in your backyard boogieing it, lying on the accolades of the dogs, you know. All of a sudden he a 2-time winner, 2-time off the chain with a 1-time game loss off the chain bullshit. That shit don't count, man. You know? That's like lying on your dick. You can lie on your dick and say you missed the Marcus all day until it's time to get butt naked and fuck. You over there looking like Pee Wee Herman. Same with the dogs, man. That shit gonna tell the truth.
Hey, you know, Ram, I said that to somebody. I never understood why the dude was telling me how he wear these inserts. It's like these lifts. He wear lifts in his shoes to make them taller, right? And he said the lifts make him like 3 inches taller and shit, right? And he said it helped him like pick up bitches and shit, clubs and stuff. I'm like, bro, but okay, I get it, I understand, but like, what happens when you take the girls back home and you get fucking naked and shit? She gonna notice you got visibly shorter. You know what I'm saying? She's like, oh, I don't give a fuck. We gonna once she get naked, it's a wrap, man. I'm fucking. I'm like, man, that's fucking horrible, man. That's
motherfucker. Keep it old school like Wesley Pipes and fuck with the Timbs and black socks on. You little midget Mac ass motherfucker. Hell no.
Hey,
you better, hey, don't be that guy, because chicks now will cuss your ass out the bedroom and put you on blast. You know, don't be that guy.
I can't lie. My wife will check me in public.
Right.
You lying?
Hell yeah. And that be the worst, because you can't even cuss her out, because that's your woman. You be like, God damn, babe, we same team. What the fuck?
Yeah.
But them the good women to keep, though. They ain't gonna let you be on no bullshit. So yeah, salute to the wife for that, because mine the same way. Get right on my ass. I get to cap it too hard in front of motherfuckers. Like, you know, you can't duck no more, motherfucker. And you were struggling with that 315 the other day. Stop me.
Hey, salute to Seth Calhoun in the super chat. Much love, much appreciation, fam. It says, in the panel's opinion, when is the time to close a stud to the public for good? What you say, Mr. Garcia?
To the public or private, it's the same for me when they show they not throwing the same quality, you know, and you know, I understand a lot of times people get, you know, they get older, especially females, you know, they wear out sooner just for the fact that they have pups and they got to go through the stress and the, you know, wear and tear on their body and all that. That's why I stress all the time for, you know, bitches should be durable, game and rough, you know, strong and you know, have good constitution and, you know, soundness and shit, you know, because you know, when the quality of their offspring comes down, that's when you should stop. But like I was saying, I understand when people, you know, they get older dogs or they want to get one more litter out of them, you know. If it got to the point where I got to give them something to help them become fertile or, you know, sperm count up and all that, to me that defeats the purpose. That's just me. I'm an all natural guy. I'm a nature type of person. I grew up country. You know, we had livestock, this and that. When they ain't worth it no more, you stop using them. Same with dairy cattle. You know, once they ain't producing 100 gallons of milk a day, it's off to the chopping block, and you know, they're sold as meat then. You know,
Right.
and the reason for that is because, you know, if it goes from 100 gallons to 80 gallons or 50 gallons or 60 like that, they're eating the same. So they're looking at the cost. It's costing me the same to feed this cow, but she ain't producing. And that's kind of the way I was with the dogs, you know. The quality, the percentages are not there. So just retire them. Don't mean you have to cull them. Don't mean you have to get rid of them. They're a game dog. Any game dog I have, they deserve to live to the end of their life.
Right.
I don't care if they go sterile or whatever. That's just me again. They earn that spot, and I'll make room for them, you know, and they're going to live a good life. But when you see that quality go down, you know, or you see the percentages of the offspring go down, you know, it's okay to retire them, you know. Even Crenshaw, when his dog got too old, if you notice, most of his dogs, he sold them when they got older, you know, including Rascal, Honey Bunch, you know, Rascal Jr., you know, Otis, you know, like that. So I don't know what his reason was, but it's not uncommon to do that. And you know, you're always looking forward anyways. You want to breed their sons and daughters and then grandsons and granddaughters. It should follow that pattern where you have good production generation after generation, you know.
Right.
That's my take on it.
What's up, Kendrick Kendall's in the building. What's up, bro? See you up in the chat. Let me see here. I don't know if I asked Ram that question. Okay, I think we did.
Shit, I totally agree with Mr. Garcia. And I would stop breeding them to the public ones I seen, you know, what he produced.
You breaking up a little
different
bit,
blood bitch. All right, hold on. I'm gonna go out and come back.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You good
now. All right.
Yeah, you good now.
All right. But I was saying, you know, once you see your mother's producing the type of dog that you like to a different bitch, just acquire either.
Damn, it's good too.
Having to keep a bunch of dogs on your yard, you feel me? You could kind of do like a sneaky breeder shit. Breed your
Repeat that
stud to a
again,
bunch of different bitches.
Yeah, repeat what you just
Here,
said.
hold
You was
on.
cutting out there, but it was some good shit.
Hold on.
Say something, Ram. Oh, he'll be back in.
Yeah, we'll get back to it.
Yeah, let me see here. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Salute. Yeah, man, but y'all just be happy with your dogs, man. You know, do your research on some dogs. If you're the type of person you just want a real, authentic American Pit Bull Terrier, a game bred American Pit Bull Terrier, and you ain't finna be out here doing nothing stupid, illegal with the dog, man, just get you a good dog. Just get you a good dog and chill. You know, run with it, exercise the dog, relax. You know, all that other shit don't fucking matter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All that other shit don't matter. If you ain't finna do nothing with it anyway, just relax. Yeah. Don't fall into the peer pressure. You know, listening to the assholes tell you shit. Oh man, my dog is this and that. My dog, man, shut up, man. Fucking dog ain't no fucking grand champion or nothing. Man. Just be quiet.
Yeah. If you're looking for fame or even respect or recognition like that, you know, that don't come for years and years anyways. You know, you ain't going to get it when you start out. You ain't going to get it after a few years. You ain't going to get it after a few breedings. You know, it doesn't happen that way. If you want to, like, take Carver, for example. He started becoming popular in the 60s. In the 70s, you know, he was hitting it hard, and, you know, he passed away in 79 or something like that. World famous. Well, he had dogs from when he was a kid. Right. Same thing with Boudreaux, Trahan, Light, you know, all of them. You know, when you first start out, whether it's breeding, conditioning, whatever. The recognition don't come right away. And I'm talking, it might take you a couple of decades to get there, if not longer. And just like anything else, you know, the best conditioners I knew, the best breeders I knew had been in it for several years, some of them 30, 40 years. And that's when they're at their peak, at their best, and then it goes down after that. But all that don't, you know, people want to leave a legacy. Okay, it's going to take you a while to get there. You know, same with Tudor, Heinz, all of them, man. You know,
Right.
That's just the nature of the game.
Absolutely. It's a you know, you're just not gonna be famous in doing this shit unless you're stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because,
yeah.
in this
And
day and age,
that recognition, that fame, it comes from other people, not from yourself.
right,
You
right,
know, there people go around and say, I'm the baddest motherfucker around, I'm the best conditioner. And that when someone else says that, then it means something. You know,
right.
it don't mean nothing coming from you generally. You can give all your stats, and people can judge you that way. But when you have another dog man who's respected and known says that guy can condition dogs, that guy was a good breeder, I got some damn good dogs from him, you know, or her, or they know what they're doing. They got knowledge and this and that, you know. When your peers say that, then it matters. Not coming from you, you know.
Right.
Yeah, until then, you just a legend in your own goddamn mind.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying, though, you could kind of be like sneaky with your male and breed them to a couple different bitches off your yard to see where he produced to. Then, you know, once you see that he produced to, say, a good old, you know, Bullyio tombstone bitch, you can try to either buy that bitch or that bitch is litter mate or something bred similar so you can see what your male is producing. And by doing that, you don't got to keep a bunch of dogs on your yard. You can kind of, not a free breeding because, you know, you charging whatever pup deal or stud fee you charging, but you get that free information to see, you know, because he might be fucking ass on your yard, but the motherfucker up the way, you know, his bitches is average, but together they click. You might want to get them average bitches from him and start running that shit on your line. It just saves you some time. You know, it's no shortcuts, but it's ways you could do it that make shit simpler on you. You know,
Good
that's
point.
what I was saying.
Yeah, very good point.
Mm-hmm. Real shit.
Yep.
Let's see here.
But you gotta be able to like enough motherfuckers too to even want them to breed to your male to begin with, you know.
Yeah.
It's an interesting question here. Speaking from a historical standpoint, what does it take to become dog of the year? Does it vary in different countries? Mr. Garcia.
Well, you know, the Sporting Dog Journal, I think they're the first one that started that.
Right.
So Jack Kelly's criteria pretty much, and I'm not sure if he had a panel or it was just him and he would get information from other people, but it all depended on the dog's record, their level of competition, who they went into, you know, who saw them, who could verify it, and it had to be during that particular year. You know, like they could have won 3 shows against top competition 2 years ago, but if they only won 1 or 2 the next year after that, he's probably not gonna give you dog of the year. Say if it was Art, you know, and he won 2 one year and then won 4 the next year. You know, that year that he won 4, he'd be up for it. The year he won 2, he wasn't up for it. You know,
Right.
but that was pretty much the criteria for that. Now, you know, I see it, and I see it a lot of different countries. Now I think it's even regional, you know, because, you know, it could be dog of the year in the Philippines, could be dog of the year in Mexico, could be dog of the year Eastern Europe, stuff like that. But I don't know how they did it or how they do it, if they still do it, you know. But back in the day, you know, it's just that the Sporting Dog Journal was a standard. There were other magazines, you know, most of them didn't last 30, 40 years like the Sporting Dog Journal did. So that was kind of the standard. He had a high rate of subscriptions, you know, thousands of people all over the world. So, and, you know, that took time for him too. He started in the early 70s up to 2000, you know, so that's kind of what everybody went by. Other people had their own standards, and they may have had dog of the year for themselves too. But as far as I know, he's the one who started it, and that was pretty much his criteria. You know, what you did that particular year, and your level of competition, who saw you, and you know how many times you won against who. You know, you could have conceivably a dog be a 2-time winner if he beat 2 6-time winners that were well known. You know, he could get it. Usually it's multiple winners, you know, champions or grand champion dogs that beat champion and grand champion dogs, and you know, top level competition, you know. So it's not just one thing. You could be a 4-time winner if you fought 4 dogs nobody ever heard of, or you know, you didn't have a reputable ref there, or competition was not you know, very well known. Right. You ain't gonna win, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. What you say, Ram?
Shit, I gotta totally agree. I know it used to be like the rules was on like one of them old boards way back in the day, and I used to fucking know like what the criteria was. I couldn't remember that shit for nothing today when that question came up. So I just, you know, asked my partner who got a dog of the year, you know, what it took. And like Mr. Garcia just said, like, you know, his dog of the year beat badass bitch, you know, champion, going for her champion, then fucking finished off a grand champion who had finished off 6 before, you know, those two had met. Shit like that get you dog of the year, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you see how hard that shit is to do. Like, you got to go through the killers to get it, to really, so it could stick, you know. Like, this was the best of my time. I fucking smacked them back. Hell yeah, you could do that. Because she did, you know, those 2 back to back in 1 year. Some dogs, I think it was males, like you had to beat like 3 good males, you know, and a champion had to be included or something like that. You know, don't put my feet to the fire, because like I said, I don't remember exactly, but it was, the standards was real high to get that honor, you know, because it's a lot of fucking dogs every year that's going out. And to be that dog, you got to fucking beat that dog. So yeah, that dog of the year title is serious. Over here now in other countries, like I said, they play by a little different rules. So they dog of the year, you know, I wouldn't put too much stock into that without knowing if they stuck to the Cajun rules of doing things, or if they Cajun this way of doing it. The ish shit don't count. You might as well come off the chain with the bullshit, you know. But some countries still stick to the script and do it, you know, the right way. And they earn that DOI title the right way.
Right. Yes, indeed. Let me see here. I hope y'all, maybe I ain't paying attention, but I hope y'all not in the chat trying to schedule no crazy shit, man. Y'all don't do that. Don't be crazy now. Don't get yourself in no trouble. Especially
they just talking about, you know, getting together, cooking some food, trading recipes, you know, nothing crazy. That's all. Yeah, you don't want to, you know, be out, because this is a public platform. You feel me?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I like to go back through the chat and I delete, you know, if y'all out there incriminating y'allself, because I'm a good big homie like that. But if you doing it live, man, you know, chill that shit out, man.
Yeah.
For real.
Like I always say,
GoFundMe for your goddamn bill. But go ahead, Mr. Garcia, my bad.
I was gonna say, you know, just to reiterate, everything I talk about is the past. I don't have dogs, haven't had them in years. Sometimes it seems like I'm talking in the present, but it ain't. I ain't around them, you know. It's just all.
All this shit, old shit.
Old bullshit, you know. Bunch of lies.
We can't even answer a question about dogs out right now. I don't fucking know. I'm not in the game. Shit.
I don't know.
I could walk right past them earlier. I wouldn't fucking have known. Shit.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's see here. We got another question here. It says, this is from the good brother, Brother Eli. Everybody always say, hey, bring Eli back on. Man, Eli, he'll be around here. Eli listening right now. Eli chilling though.
Eli be all over. He just be kicking back, man. Yeah. If you stay up late enough, you'll catch him on a late night show, dropping his opinion on the latest and greatest, you know, something else. He in here right now. You feel me? He just don't be functioning with y'all like that. That's all.
Yeah, y'all got some hot boys out here in these chats. All right, say, when you're ready to go to the next level, but your dogs are not, can you be honest with yourself and start over? So basically, if you you getting into the dog game or whatever, and you got some dogs you spent money on and stuff, and you ready to go hunting, but you did a little testing and it looked like these dogs ain't finna hold on to no fucking hog for shit. All right, are you gonna be honest with yourself, or just say you took a look at a dog and you don't, he just okay, average, are you gonna be honest with yourself and acknowledge that, or are you gonna start over, or are you gonna just try to make it do what it do with that shit? Mr. Garcia.
Man,
Oh, go ahead, Ram. Go ahead,
okay.
Ram.
You can't force greatness. Shit, if that shit's sucking, man, get rid of it and just take the lessons you learned from that shit. You know, you now you know what a slow lane dog look like. So just apply that in opposite. So if your shit is slow lane, look for shit that's fast lane. It's that easy, bro. And it sucks, but shit, man, you gotta do it if you want to be successful with this shit. Like everybody always says, levels, especially to this shit. You might be good, in your neighborhood, in your city, but you go, one state over, and you can't beat the lamest motherfucker over there. He just got better dogs. You got to come to grass and be like, you know what, you're right. Start saving your pennies up and start looking for the good dogs, man. Like, shit. All the good dogs I had, man, they just didn't fucking fall out the sky. I spent a lot of money on bullshit dogs before I got to the good ones. And that's just rinse, wash, repeat with these dogs, Simple as that. You should be able to keep it real with yourself, though, if that shit's sucking. But if it's not, man, hit me up, man. I got some land for you out here, beachfront property, just outside of Phoenix. I got it for the low, too. Fuck with me.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts, Mr. Garcia?
Yeah, what Ram said basically. If you ain't willing to do that, then you're in the wrong game. You're gonna hit walls. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna, again, like Ram said, use that as a learning opportunity. A loss, however it comes about, should be a learning experience. You should learn something from it. That way it don't hurt so much, and you get a benefit from it. But if you ain't willing to be harsh, just get rid of shit because it ain't working, then you shouldn't be doing it. It happens with everybody. It happens in breeding, happens in conditioning, happens in health, in feed, all that. So if something's not working, the best thing to do is get out of it as quick as you can. Don't wait. Don't fix something that's broken. If it's something that's not so bad, say in the past, you had a game dog and you want to improve on that, you want to try and get some ability, some mouth, some air, or whatever, that's okay. But if it's just junk, there's no reason to keep it. It's a detriment to the breed. It's a detriment to you. You be spinning your wheels, And like I said, sometimes you hit a wall. Fuck it, go around, climb over, get something else. If them dogs ain't working for you, that blood or whatever, go somewhere else. Or if you have something that, okay, that's as much as I'm going to get out of it, you need to add something else. You need to go get something else. Do that. Don't be kennel blind, as they say, and stick with it, because that's been the detriment to a lot of famous dog guys, man. They just refuse to go outside their yard. They inbreed too much to the ruination of their dogs, and it's lost. And they ain't the same. Heads look pretty, but dogs ain't worth a shit. That happens. So, that could be a stigma of old people, just stubborn. Don't be fucking stubborn, man. Don't do that, because, you could lose decades of what you worked for. So yeah, if something ain't working, find a different route. If you can improve it, great. If not, I got rid of whole litter. I got rid of whole what you would call a bloodline of dogs just because they weren't good enough. I'm okay with it. I went the other way. And
there's nothing wrong with that either. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You got further down the road by cutting your ties when you did.
Yep.
That's like having a shitty business partner. You know, you ain't just gonna keep that motherfucker around while you doing all the hard work. Get that shit out of here. Or
Yeah.
why buy a fucking Mustang when you can buy a Hellcat? Shout out to Brandon Blue. I see you in there with the whack ass, slow ass Mustang jokes. I ate a Boss 302 Mustang earlier when I was at lunch, and that all it did was give me gas.
Yeah, I think you gotta be honest with yourself, and you gotta put your ego to the side and don't be a hater, man, and be able to hold the L. Be able to hold the L because, like, I know a guy, a dog man, good guy, but he held on to some blood. He had some it was a particular strand of Mayday blood, and he's out there in Texas and shit. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it was off of one of Mayday's lesser known sons. He tried to create his own line off of that, and he had a yard full of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And the pedigrees looked beautiful, but that shit wasn't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? And he was pissed off because all these people all over the country got these Mayday dogs and they doing good. And he like, well, I got Mayday dogs too. And he was so pissed that he couldn't make the shit work for him. And he stayed in that shit too long, got fucking defeated. He couldn't just he should have just moved on earlier. Now he out of the dogs, you know what I'm saying? He like, fuck this shit.
And he could have just got the good Mayday dogs. Cause best believe the blood you like, if the shit you got sucks, it's somebody who got that exact same shit that's fucking great. You just gotta find them. Just put the work in, put the time in, stay solid and find them. And shit, after a while, the good dogs will start finding you. Like, I don't look for dogs at all. My partners who's serious with the shit always got something to offer me. You know, whether I take it or not. I could still get a good dog right now if I wanted one. Mm-hmm. That took years to get to that level, but shit, this shit is like going to college, bro. You got to put that time in. There ain't no shortcuts. The longer you in, you know, you might see this shit ain't for you. But back to the original point, don't try to force the blood when there's other blood out there that'll be the exact same picture that you got in your head. It could be bred the same as your shit. You could have litter mates. One suck, the other one is great. You know, fuck with the great litter mate. Try to build off that if you can, but don't just get stuck spending money, fucking trying to make a Ford fast. It's not gonna happen. It'll be quick, but it won't be fast. But you could buy the Hellcat and be fast right out the factory. You know, Mopar or no car shit. Brandon Blue, salute.
That's the truth. That's it right there in a nutshell. Yeah.
Let me ask this is a personal question. This is my question. I want to ask Mr. Garcia and Ram. First and foremost, when I first was educated about these dogs, okay? Now maybe I'm wrong, maybe I was taught wrong. Cool. I'm a grown man. I can admit if I'm wrong. But so y'all tell me, when I first got into these dogs, I was taught that, you know, because I asked my grandfather a question because he had some dogs with like buckskin and white. Some of them be more white than buckskin. Some of them will even be black and white. And I asked them why they had so many different looks like that. You know what I mean? Some of them were slender, more athletic build, you know, like slender. And then you had the other ones that were more bulkier. Like, why did they look so different? And he told me because these dogs were bred for their ability and for gameness and not for a particular look of the coat or nothing like that. Like they tend to do with dogs of like you know
show dogs.
Like, show dogs.
Yeah, Frenchies and shit like that.
Right,
you know,
right.
curves.
So these are working dogs, so they tend to come in a variety of different looks and stuff. So that's how that's what I always taught. But I'm hearing this stuff nowadays about the dogs are like a pit bull is supposed to be a certain color. Okay. All right, which is we know is ridiculous, but I just want your opinion on it, Mr. Garcia.
Yeah, that's a good topic to bring up. That's your grandfather was right, but the question is twofold. You know, the dogs aren't bred for looks per se. they're bred on performance. So within that, you're going to get a variety of shapes, colors, performance, mentality and temperament, all that, And I always say, the one thing about the breed is the good ones, anyways, they all have the same mindset. They like to fight. Talking about the past, right? So you do get that variety. But also when you have a particular bloodline or you have a family of dogs, they tend to look the same, built the same colors, but what I see happening or what I hear happening today is there's a lot more outcrossing than there used to be. So, and the outcrossing could be based on performance, but within that, because the gene pool is so broad, it's hard to say what you're going to get, and the variety could be a lot, and if you're not concentrating the gene pool or not concentrating the traits, you could get all kinds of shit, and because for the most part, a breeder, at some point, and all of them started off this bloodline, that bloodline, this and that, 4 or 5 different ones, Tudor, Heinzel, all of them. Heinzel dogs are basically 5 bloodlines. It's Corcoran, Hemphill, Leitner, Tudor, and Corvino, right? But at some point, you start breeding the family of dogs together. They all related to an extent, either tight or loose, right? And within that, you're going to get dogs that look the same and built the same kind of. Same thing with the Bully Son dogs. They have, depending on how they're bred, they have a particular look. When you add a cross, then that might change it some. And then you decide where you're going to go from there. Either breed it back into the Bully Son side or go to the other side, whatever it is, But when you have too much outcrossing, you're going to lose a lot because the where are you pulling from,
right?
And I see that, even in my group, I got this Red Boy Jeep, Leitner, Bullet, Tudor Corvino dog, what the hell is that? It's too much. So that can happen, but your grandpa was right. That's the standard based on performance, not on looks. And that's what's happened to the show dogs. Every dog was bred for something. But when you do breed dogs based on how they look or their colors or even how they're built and not on performance, you lose the traits that that particular breed was known for. And we see them all fucked up all over the place. I don't care if it's a Rottweiler, German Shepherd, Malinois, Pit Bull, Poodle, whatever. They took that performance out of it because they want them to look a certain way, and all of them have to look that way. Now, if you go know someone who's a real hound dog guy, they have generally 1 or 2 types of hound dogs. They don't look the same.
Yep.
They resemble each other, but they come in all kinds of different colors. They come in all different shapes. Yep. And there's a variety in size and weight and all that because they want good hound dogs. If it don't hunt, they don't keep it. So,
Yeah. And before I go around, just speak to what you just said. I got a homeboy I used to go fishing with. I stopped fishing with him because he's a little crazy and shit. He'd be doing weird, creepy shit, like jumping out of trees in the middle of the night.
That's the one who saw the werewolf?
No, that's the one who, I said, he like if you fishing next to him, he'll do some weird shit. You be talking to yourself in the middle of the night thinking he's next to you, but he done crept off and, like, you looking for him, you out there by yourself, like, where the fuck you at? And he'll just hop out of a tree somewhere. He's just a weird ninja type motherfucker.
Yeah, he ninja your ass.
Yeah, he just, so I started fishing with him because he kind of creeped me out and shit. Be cool in the daytime and shit, you know what I'm saying? but he got some hound dogs, right? Or some bloodhounds, right? And they some nice fucking dogs, like bloodhounds, some nice fucking looking dogs and shit. And but I noticed like some of them be brown and black, and he got some that's brown, black and white. Like they got different little patches and stuff on them. And I saw a female that was real big and pretty, and she looked like this male. And I asked her, I say, they related? You gonna breed them together or whatever? He said, no, I'm not gonna breed him to her because she got like some hip issues. You know, he said the guys who I got her from, they bred based off of the look and not the function. They bred based off the look, not the function, and now these dogs are starting to develop these like problems,
like hip dysplasia and shit.
Right. So he said he mixed his shit up. You know what I mean? And I was thinking about that, like, damn, maybe that's why a lot of these fucking English Mastiffs and shit is having these hip dysplasia and shit. You know what I mean? Because everybody's so fixated on breeding for size. You know what I mean? Versus breeding for function. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. You get, when you breed dogs, you get what you get as far as size and weight and all that, and for me, it's a good thing. You could have anywhere from a 30-pound dog to a 60-pound dog. That just give you more weight you can put out there, back then, and they could be related. You could have brothers, one's a 35-pounder and the other one's a 45-pounder, but because they're based on performance, and we're seeing that today. We've even spoken about stuff like that here in the chat. Dogs have allergies and dogs have hip problems and they have, degenerative heart failure and they got skin problems and shit. Well, you take the performance out, all the health, vitality, constitution, all that goes out the fucking window because you want them to look a certain way or you want a standard. They all got to be built the same way. That's not how it should be,
What's your take on it, Ram?
Shit, I totally agree, and Gramps was right. The more science that start coming out, that's when you start seeing, I want my shit to look like this, to carry this phenotype of this and that. Whereas, I don't give a fuck how a motherfucker look, as long as his confirmation is correct and it's a bulldog, shit, give it a chance, breathe to it, because it's working. That's all, people like me care about is the dog working. Is he doing the job he was designed to do? I don't give a fuck what he look like. It don't matter if I got on blue dickies or tan dickies, as long as I show my ass up to fix your car. The work is what counts. So yeah, Gramps was right on that part, and so is Mr. Garcia, especially when he said it's twofold, because the look and all that, it do play a part, but it's a minor part. You don't really get into that stage of the game until you get your yard established and you get the basics down of that shit. Then you can start working on, okay, I want my shit, he act like Jocko, I want him to look like Jocko now. But that's years on down the line, A lot of people just try to skip over the years down the line part and just jump right to the end. It don't work like that. You can't shortcut through the game. Ain't no way around it. You just gotta fucking A to B, B to C, and it just keep going down that straight line. But if you follow that straight line, like I said, you can start to design your dogs how you want. But a lot of people just skip over fucking B and C and go right to D and be wondering why they got a yard full of curs and people call them the cur master and shit. Like, so that's real shit, bro. You don't want to be the cur master.
Yeah, that's church.
My boy just texted me. He got a question for y'all. He listening. Shout out to my boy. That's my boy who no, never mind, I ain't gonna say that. Anyway, his question is, he got a puppy, game bred puppy. He wants to know he said the puppy is 4 months old. He don't like the fact that the puppy's kind of shy, and he wants to know how he can get him out of that.
I'll just send him to me. He'd be like both ours, but we just keep it at my house. No, just, when you can take him around, especially while he's still young and still, kind of puppy sweet, take him around other shit. Take him into PetSmart where there's dogs in there freaking out, getting their nails cut, and people are still just moving around like ain't nothing happening. He got to see that, as a pup. Like my pup, I live maybe a quarter mile away from the main road, but I walk him down there and we take, walk around the block down there just so he could get used to the traffic and all the noise and all that shit, zooming by him to get him out of that shy stage. So yeah, it's easy. You just start taking him out. Take him with you when you leave and shit, and you go to dog friendly places, like especially while you're a pup now, you could take him to the dog park and let him play with other shits, get him socialized, especially if you only got one. Socializing is big for pups.
Yeah, this
You
is
don't want
only
no weirdo pup.
this is only game dog. He got some other dogs, but like I seen the dog, and it's funny because the dog will just like he try to put the dog on the leash to walk it, like just get the dog outside, and the dog would just lay there like a rock and won't move, and he be trying to pull it like come on, he trying to play with it, dog won't move. He got to pick it up. He ended up giving up. He just pick it up and to carry the dog and shit. Like man,
Yeah, no, you can't quit and expect your dog not to quit. You
yeah,
can't be no cur and want a bulldog now. Go on and get some trike or something and coax them with that. Trike stick like a bitch, but dogs love it. Like I'm fucking a beast with the trike and training. I get that motherfucker to walk across the street like leapfrog for that trike. You know. So yeah, just start luring them with food and shit like that, and just be patient, bro. That's all. Patience is the key, for real.
mm-hmm.
Just be patient. When he frees up, pop out that treat and make him come to you to get it. Start by putting it, a little bit in front of him so he could get up and get to it, like reach his neck out and grab it and start moving it further and further. And praise him up when he takes that forward motion step. Oh, that's a good dog and all that old shit we do,
Yeah.
Praise them up and give them treats and just stay on it. You got to be consistent with these dogs too, man. These dogs need consistency, be it work, socializing, whatever, because these motherfuckers already, bred to be, the ultimate warrior. So that mentality, when you're dealing with the ultimate warrior, is fragile. You got to build that shit up sometime. Some pups come out confident, like my little pup, 4 months old, already pissing with his leg up.
Hey, yeah. Hey, you know what? Speaking of that, my boy Doc he finally raised his leg today, boy. I was so happy.
Yeah, and it takes time, like my pup, 4 months old, he started doing it. That's not the average. The average is around like Doc age,
Right.
They started doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, Doc went over there to that tree. I saw him lift that leg. I said, look at my boy. Go ahead, piss on that tree.
He hit the 3-wheel motion on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't no more baby, Doc. There you go. And what you say, Mr. Garcia, to that shyness?
All what Ram said, all that. My thing of getting into dogs was just that. I had them for that purpose, what they were bred for. So I treated them all the same. All that socializing, get them used to loud noises, get them used to going out, and another thing to help, if you got kids, let the kids fuck with the dog. They'll bring all that shyness out of them. They'll because they just treat the dog like a dog, and the puppy, especially young pups, they just get in tune with kids. It's something about kids and dogs because kid don't have no pretenses. They don't have no, the pup's supposed to do this and that. They just do it, and they make the pup do it, and the pup wants to go along with it because of that companionship and that affection, all that. We had one my buddy gave me because the dog was shy. The puppy was shy. I had some video on it too, and I wish I still had it because I could demonstrate with the video. But we got the pup, and my wife had him, and we stopped at a rest stop. So we put the lead on him. She took him out. He wouldn't walk. He would crawl. He was like raised in the dark. He hardly ever saw sunlight. So all this shit was after we fuck with him, kids fuck with him, my wife, this and that. All that, socialize him and all that stuff. Man, he could ride in my pickup, and he would. The girls at the drive-through, they'd be all petting him, this and that. Completely different dog. Kids mess with him. And as far as here's one thing I learned not to do with pups when you teaching them on a lead. Most people same thing. They get them, they pull them, try and make them come. They encourage them. Even some are rough with them, this and that. The best thing I learned. If you got the pup inside, or even if you just out there walking, put that lead on them and just let them walk around with the lead. And if you're out walking around, let the lead loose on the ground, let the pup walk. And then at some point, just pick the lead up and just keep on walking with him. If he's inside the house, he's going to run with it inside the house. And then same thing, at some point, you just grab the lead and it takes time. Like Ram said, you got to be patient, work with them. But that's how I used to get my pups used to a lead, because they all fight it. None of them like it. They'll bite it and this and that. But if they don't even know the lead's there and they're walking, and then you just pick it up and keep walking, they just take to it right away. You're not forcing them to do it. You coaxing them. you know.
Right.
And
oh, go ahead, my bad.
no, go ahead. I'm done.
I add instead of trying to teach them from a collar, put them in a harness.
Yeah.
That harness is going to be further, along his back, so it's going to be harder for him to reach around and grab it. You can just, like Mr. Garcia was saying, just keep walking with him. You know.
And again, that's something I use the harness in certain things that I work my dogs, so they already used to the harness, and they will get used to the harness faster because you're not pulling on their neck. It's not around their neck where they're breathing. It's just like putting a sweater on them. They don't give a shit after a little bit.
Yep. Then you can start, with the harness, and then put the collar on them while you walking them, so he get used to that being around his neck. About a week or so, you could just switch it, take from the harness lead, hook it right up to the collar, and it's gonna be everything is everything.
Yeah. There's some, and it's rare too, that they're just freaky shy and real timid genetically. That's just the way they are. Very few. Most of them, when they're that way, it's a learned,
like from their mom when they was pups, like shit eating,
or you just isolated, they never see nothing, never hear nothing, never, it's like in keep. I got all my dogs used to everything I could in keep, because you never know where you're going to be at. Could be 100 people there, could be in the, dog's not used to it, noise and, different atmospheres and all that, So I didn't care people holler and scream. A lot of times people like to isolate their dog during keep, or their whole life. And then, they go from that being used to being quiet and isolated. You bust them out in a crowd of 300 people, with spotlights on them and everybody making noise and hooping and hollering and all that. They freak out. Some dogs won't even start. Something you could have tested back in the day. And they'll fucking jump out. They'll run away, freeze out, turn around. Like that. It's because they weren't socialized properly, and generally it's just that it's not really genetic, it's a learned behavior, so
because out of all the dogs I had, only Mr. Hakey was just naturally a shy, spooky dog like that. Everybody else, I was able to bring out of that shy stage, but him, he threw that in his offspring too. That's why we didn't use him for stud or nothing like that, even though he was a champion. He had that flawed trait. Like, I don't want that shit. Because how he acted, you'd think he was back there getting his ass whooped all day. And like, motherfucker, you live in the house, in the AC, chilling on the couch. Like, you live in the good life. You the champion. What the fuck is you all timid and shit for? You getting pussy and steak every day. Who don't want that deal?
Man, it's some dogs like that. Like, my dog, Honey, she is so outgoing, and like when I first got her, I remember when the transporter came the first day. She wasn't nothing but maybe 12 weeks or something. I got her 8 weeks, whatever she was. When I got her and the transporter came, I put her down in the house because the transporter even told me, he said, "Man, this is a little feisty little bitch right here," and paid him. I put her down in the house. First thing she did, not knowing where she at, nothing. She ran, looked around. She grabbed the bottom of the couch and started shaking it. Shaking it. Then I grabbed her. I said, hey, what you doing? She grabbed my pants leg, started shaking it. I said, okay, I like you, you little bitch. She running around the house. She playing. She jumping around. I gave her some water, some food. She coming back and forth, running around the house. You know what I'm saying? And Lord Mayday, he was different. He was, when I got him, he was kind of like chill, kind of like, he want to be around me. Stick to me like flies to shit, you know what I'm saying? But he kind of like look around and shit. He's suspicious to every fucking thing. He hate Doc. He don't like male dogs for shit, you know what I'm saying? He hate Doc guts. Doc don't even be fucking with him. He just hate Doc, you know what I'm saying? If he smell dick, he ain't fucking with you, you know what I'm saying? So
my kind of guy.
Yeah. He hate Doc for nothing, man. And but he'll fuck with the bitches. The bitches, he see them, he don't bother them. He might growl and check them or something like that. But when he see Doc, right away, you know what I mean? He just, they ain't trying to put lay his law down and shit like that.
He like, I hate your black ass lips. I hate the back of your neck. Like, he don't like nothing about Doc.
He hate Doc.
He hate me and I hate him too.
Right.
Yeah. With Ram's dog, like you said, Ram, that's probably genetic. You know, if he threw that, you know, that it happens.
Yeah, that's just luck of the draw. Shit, it is what it is. Shit.
For the most part, if they're like that, it's how they were kenneled, how they were raised. You know, a lot of times, you know, because of the nature of the game, people don't take their dogs out. You know, and they don't want nobody seeing them and this and that, but it can be a detriment too, man. They fucking don't freak out.
Exactly. Like, I wait till early in the morning or late at night to walk my shit, but they still get walked and be able to get out and, you know, see the world. You ain't just got to be on the chain in the kennel, in the crib. Nothing like, you still a dog. They still like to do dog shit. You know, my dog ass do shit.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. That's good, man. But my boy, his dog, it's a good, nice little bred dog, man. It's a purebred boy Jocko dog, but it's shy, you know what I'm saying? And he frustrated with it because he wants the dog to be outgoing. And I'm like, man, just got, like I told him the same thing Ram told him. I said, man, you got to work with him every day. Just take him out, let him get used to the sounds and the people, let him get used to that, let him gain some confidence. You don't know what type of situation he coming from, you know what I mean? You know where you got him from, but you don't know what he was dealing with while he was there. You know what I mean?
So, hell yeah, he could have had a rough time on the shipper. You know, that shit is traumatizing the dogs. You ever ship a dog cross country, they gonna come looking cracked out. Like, what the fuck you do to my dog?
Right.
It's just the stress of the trip, you know. So put that on a puppy, and you can get some shy shit, you know.
And sometimes dogs have separation anxiety too. Like if a dog is 4 months old and he been with 3 of his litter mates for all that time, and then all of a sudden he going and putting on the fucking truck for some dude smoking Newport 100s and shit like that. He like, what the fuck is this shit about? You know what I'm saying? Then he end up at your fucking crib and you like, you throw him in the fucking cage, taking pictures of him and shit. He like, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? You gotta get the dog some time to adjust, man.
Yeah, all that.
Hell yeah, that. And then, you know, when he do crank up, be ready for that too, because it's gonna be total opposite. And you're gonna be like, fuck, man, I can't take this motherfucker nowhere now. So socializing, it go both ways, because you can kind of control, you know, a turned up dog like that when he do crank on. So yeah, just be mindful, be patient. If that don't work, you know, hit up 7-8, and you know, he got my address. You send him on to me. And I just
hey, this guy keep asking the same question. The schoolboy remember his cover dog number 144? I don't know what he mean by that. He keep asking that question though.
Cover dog 144 on the Sporting Dog Journal.
Maybe he might be talking about that Sporting Dog Journal.
Yeah, man. Just what dog was it?
I'm not sure. I remember I had that cover though. I had that cover.
Yeah, if he could tell me what dog it is or what she was. Who's the person?
Ween Mune. Let me see.
It don't ring a bell. If I knew the dog or the breeding.
Yeah, put the
or it says his covered dog. Is it my covered dog or what?
No. Shit, schoolboy done been in so many magazines and shit, man. You don't remember shit.
I can't remember, but that's one thing, you know, my mind ain't as sharp as it was, you know, but if you give me some info, then it comes back. But some stuff, it don't never go away, man. It's in there. I can cite times dogs won and what they did and how they did it. I dream about that shit at night sometimes, you know. Like I'm still there, you know. Who reffed it and what the exact time, 2:31 and 43 minutes and shit like that, you know, and who they went into. But a lot of it, man, I just, you know.
You forget a lot of the good shit. Like my boy had to remind me that, you know, I done won best in show twice. I was like, I straight forgot about that. Like, I don't even know what the fuck I did with the trophies. Like,
my buddy, I asked him about a dog. I probably said this before, but I asked him about a dog. He said, Richard, you were there, man, or you reffed it, you know. Really? Yeah. And then I asked him about another dog. He said, Richard, that was your dog. that was Bill's sister. Oh shit.
I've done that before with boxing. Like I watch so much boxing, I forget shit. Like I remember I was talking to somebody on video, and I was like, I couldn't remember Canelo Alvarez versus Austin Trout fight. I was like, oh, they fought, and it was like, man, you did a fucking video about it, man. I said, oh, I forgot. I had to go back and look at my own video to remember.
Yeah.
I honestly forgot the fucking what happened in the fight. Then I had to play it off and shit. Like, oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
It's
The
fucked
mind is a funny thing, man.
Hell yeah. Like 2 of my best accolades I fucking forgot about.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, Ram, what you got planned for your birthday tonight, man? Put your cash app back in the chat, man.
Oh shit, we about to have a party at the new studio. We just got a new building, bigger and better. So got a couple of little hotties coming through, get drunk, and then I got a room at the Hilton out here. So, probably take 3 of them back there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's how you do
it. Single life, you feel me?
That's a good night right there, man.
That's good. Yeah. Think of me when you're doing your thing, man. since I can't do it.
Put it on OnlyFans or something,
Yeah. This one for schoolboy.
Doggy style.
Yeah.
I'm Big Red tonight.
Yeah.
All 3 of y'all line up.
Yeah, man, that's the move. Anybody got any topics we want to discuss before we get up out of here? Any questions, ladies and gents? Yeah. Anything in the chat y'all seen that y'all want to talk about?
If you remember 78, maybe this time probably take too long, but maybe talk about mentoring people. I get that asked a lot.
Mentoring?
Yeah, how do you mentor someone, or what's a mentor?
No, Ram, you put the wrong link in the chat.
Hold on.
Yeah, you put the link to the stream. Motherfucker coming in here. Hey. No, but you said about mentoring schoolboy.
Yeah, just write it down or something. Maybe next time we can talk about it. Okay. People have been asking me about it.
Okay, yeah, we definitely do that for next week. Mentoring. Make sure y'all go ahead and hit up Schoolboy in your on Facebook Messenger and stuff, and register your dogs, man. You know what I mean? Register your dogs. Yeah. If you fucking with the ADBA or Bonafide or something, just hit Schoolboy up for that backup, man. Register your shit with Schoolboy, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you got your papers in. Them motherfuckers dope, huh?
Yeah, they nice and crispy, man. I was happy. I was telling Schoolboy when they came in the mail, I knew what they was. I sat down on the couch and opened it up like a Christmas present, right? My wife was like, "What's that? What you got?" I said, "I saw some pedigrees." She rolled her eyes. I'm like, "Whatever, fuck out of here."
I was happy as fuck when I got mine. I was like, "Look, I took pictures and sent them to y'all. Like, this shit dope." You feel me?
I'm working on them new ones too, Ram. So I'll have them out probably by next week sometime.
All right, cool.
Yeah. On Messenger, it's Richard Garcia. Just hit me up, or some people get my phone number. I don't know how they. Oh, I think we talked about that last week.
So you gotta take it off of Facebook.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Nah, I don't care. Ram cares, but I don't care.
I don't care if you call me. I'm just gonna cuss your ass out.
Yeah. Well, you might have some people, some not masochists. What do they call them? Where they like pain, they like. I'm a call Ram so he can motherfuck me,
I got a whole big old bag full of motherfuckers for your motherfuckers.
Yeah. Some people just text me, if you want to do that, or hit me up for my email, or my email it's all small letters, Richard J Schoolboy 60 at gmail.com.
Hey, man, I'm gonna just make you a Schoolboy Lives one, man. Just make it that much easier.
I should, huh?
Yeah, the thing is too, when you're looking for Schoolboy on Facebook, just type in his name, Richard Garcia, because if you type in Schoolboy, you're gonna get his old one. You're
gonna get Schoolboy Q gonna pop up, all kind of shit. You ain't gonna pop up.
Yeah. I seen one. He does what do you call arm wrestling or some shit.
Over the top looking ass.
Yeah, and I was like, man, that dude stole my name. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. But we're gonna get up out of here, man. It was a good show this week, man.
Good show.
Next week have some good topics.
Yeah, let's cook on that mentoring topic too. That's a good subject, man. You know, some of you cats is worth mentoring, and some of you motherfuckers ain't worth hit with a fucking truck.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll talk about it more next week. But yeah, mentorship is real good in these dogs, man. A lot of people, if you're gonna fuck with these dogs, it's great to have a mentor, somebody you can call, shoot the shit with, and they can give you some game, and somebody you respect.
But you gotta know the difference, though. Like I always say, you gotta know the difference between an old nigga and an OG. OG got some real good knowledge and game for you. Old nigga, he gonna ask you for some change. You know, you don't want to listen to him for shit unless you want to be a professional beggar.
Yeah, make sure they're real solid. They knowledgeable. You know, not repeated bullshit, and you know just.
Yeah, because anybody can read shit online. That don't make you no fucking dog, man.
Yeah, man. A dude, you know what? What this one dude, man, who and this is a perfect example of what Ram talking about. It was this one cat. I was locked up with him, right? And he saw that I had this this book, this Richard Stratton book. I think it was called it's the one with the red nose on the front, the Book of the American People Terrier, some shit like that. But I had that book. I had my wife send it to me while I was locked up, so I could have some other shit to read besides the same old typical religious shit. And
the one with Mod on the cover.
Yeah, Mod.
Yeah. So I was I had it, and I'm sitting in the day room reading it, and this dude came up to me. The dude gotta be like 64, 65 years old, right? He come up to me. He's like, "Hey, you mess with them game dogs, man?" I said, "Yeah, I fuck with them and whatever." And so we sat down, we had a good conversation, we talking about dogs and shit like that, and he was telling me all this shit about how, you know, he was in the game and he knew all these people, and you know they had, you know, he beat this person and that person, but you know he went into this group and that group, but he never got no credit. I'm like, damn, I got locked up and met this OG, you know what I'm saying? Blah blah. But then he said something that threw me off, right? It was a picture of, I think in that book, it was a picture of some dudes inside of the pit. Historically, of course, some dudes inside the pit with the dogs and stuff. You know, you got the ref, and you got the handlers. And he was like, "Why are them people in the pit?" I said, "What you mean?" I said, "That's just the ref and the handlers." He was like, "Shit, man. In my day, we just let the motherfuckers loose in the backyard. Whatever happened, happened." I said, "Oh, hell no, man! You ain't no. Get the fuck out of here."
He just told on himself.
Right,
backyard Reggie smoking motherfucker.
Right. I said, "Oh man, I'm over here talking to this dude, thinking just because he's 60-something years old, he an OG. This motherfucker don't know what the fuck he talking about."
Old nigga. That's all. You not no OG. It's a big difference. Schoolboy or OG. Sweet cheeks, old nigga.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for joining us this week. Ram, want to give us a disclaimer?
As always, man, none of this shit is intended for or should be used for any illegal purposes, man. Don't be out there, trying to match and scratch. This ain't the time, these days. But if you is, do it the right way, man. Keep your fucking mouth shut when you're doing it. Other than that, man, salute the dog, man, RT, R.A. Nixon, the homie Melvin Brown, Live Life Real, AJ, the usual suspects who come through and show love. What up, B. Crowds? I see you too. That's my partner right there. It's the weekend, so y'all be safe, man. And for my birthday this year, I like everybody that's a real trill, slider and rider to slap the fuck out of the nearest sucker that you see, man. For real. Everybody putting that shit up on Facebook. They want to donate to this and that. Like, that's what I want for my birthday. All suckers to get slapped up all weekend.
Yeah, don't jump up to get beat down type shit.
Step up and catch a bad one. Yeah. That's that old school 90s hip hop right there.
Yeah. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Thank y'all for joining us for another week. We'll holler at y'all next week.
We're looking out too on that Cash App 78, man.
All good.
6-0. I got you on that 8 tray when your day popped back out.
oh yeah, it's all good. And you know what I'm saying? And when it's all over with, I'm gonna have more money, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Oh,
Hey.
hell yeah, he gonna be 23 up, motherfucker.
Hey,
You
salute,
my guy
man.
though, man. I ain't
All
tripping.
right.
Yeah, all
Salute
love,
to
man.
everybody. Salute. Thanks for joining us.
Peace, y'all.
Yeah, good looking.
Let me close this.